Hello everyone, welcome to Just Invest Today. And today we are talking about Phil Town, Alibaba. Is Phil Town more comfortable investing in China today than he was 3 to 2 years ago? Man, that is crazy when you really think about it, because there has been so much talk about China is more risky today, investing in Alibaba, JD.com, all of those companies. But in this podcast, Rule One Investing Podcast, if you haven't checked it out, check it out. 339, he has said and came out that yes, investing in China today is more reliable. He's more comfortable, which is crazy to think of because this year and last year we had so much regulatory risk, VIE structure risk, just all of that stuff, fines and anti-monopoly crackdowns. Everything has been thrown at China, at all these companies, and Phil Town came out and said no, he is not as concerned. So in this podcast, he said that 2 to 3 years ago, he sent his analysts down to China to check out companies in China to invest in because he thought they were emerging markets, there are good stocks down there. So he sent them down there. His analysts came back. This is 2 3 years ago. His analysts came back, right? And he found JD.com, Alibaba, and BYD all amazing investments to invest in. And he was excited. He said, invest in it. And then Phil Town was like, no way we're going to invest in that because I am concerned about regulation with the VIE structure. Do we even have rights to own these companies when we buy into them? Because do we even own shares in them? And he was not comfortable 2 to 3 years ago, and he did not invest in it. And he said in this podcast that it was pretty much a mistake. He kind of regrets a little bit that he didn't invest in these companies because look what happened. BYD, this is 2 to 3 years ago, guys. BYD was at like $43-50. He would have made 500% on BYD. That's crazy amount of returns. And then imagine JD.com and Alibaba, he still would have killed it, like 200%, 100% gains this in 2 years. So he missed out on a big run up. And this is an interesting conversation because is it more risky to invest in China today, or was it more risky to invest in it 2 to 3 years ago? Because remember, no one talked about the risk investing in China 2 to 3 years ago. Everyone was happy to invest in all these companies. No one talked about VIE structure and regulatory risk like they do today. But he was more uncomfortable investing now than he is today when there's more extreme headlines on VE structure, on anti-monopoly stuff with all these Chinese companies. So why is that? My theory is that Xi Jinping has laid out reasons why he's done what he's done, and he understands that he's laid out a framework of what he wants in China, common prosperity basically. And I guess Phil Town probably feels, this is just my theory, I'm not saying this is what he said in the podcast, but my theory is that he's looked over what Xi Jinping has said, what he wants, and he realizes that this is going to help the middle class and the poorer people more, right? And this is going to actually make things more even. Like Alibaba is making things, or Xi Jinping is making things more even in the whole sector. No more anti-monopoly practice. Pick one of two. You only can telling companies you only can invest in Alibaba and you cannot pick anyone else. You can't put your products in anything else. That is not good. He understands that Xi Jinping wants to invest in more semiconductor companies. Look what Alibaba's doing. They're investing in more semiconductor companies, and that's what Xi Jinping wants. They want the domestic semiconductor companies to make chips, to be more competitive, and to boom the economy. And look what Alibaba's done. It just came out. Alibaba unveils one of China's most advanced chips. You don't think Xi Jinping is happy about this? Like, think about it. And this is one of the goals with him. So this is right up his alley. So he's thinking that JD.com, and this is all my conclusion, JD.com, Alibaba, and all those stocks, there's more guidelines now. There's more understanding of what the government wants. So he's saying it's actually less risky now than before. I'm thinking that Phil Town sees this and understands that the regulations are honestly laid out. They're trying to make things more and like just more fair for every company, and they don't want any kind of nonsense going on in the country or any illegal activity. So that's my thoughts on why he thinks actually now it's more interesting time to invest in Chinese companies, or a better time to invest in Chinese companies. I think right now that Phil Town is probably gonna invest more in Alibaba, and that's my prediction. This is all a prediction. I think he's trying to invest more in Alibaba. I think he might, because remember, he has 20-30% of his portfolio still in cash, and he's looking hard. Look what he wrote on Twitter. Look, I'm curious, what are your thoughts on Alibaba? September 27th, 2021. So the Q3 filings are coming up. 13F filings are coming up probably for Phil Town, Moshe Brad, Charlie Munger, everyone. So this is going to be an interesting time. I think he's going to dabble more in Alibaba because he only had a small position, like 5%, I think, around that. So he's asking questions about Alibaba. He wants to know because he is getting more curious. He's trying to get more stable to actually invest in Alibaba. So I'm actually expecting him putting down more, because remember where Alibaba got to $140, man. Look where it got, like just under, like in Q3, it got to around $144, $140. So what makes you think he's not gonna buy Alibaba? And in this podcast, he said he's actually more comfortable investing in China and Chinese companies than ever before, than 3 years ago. So that just shows you that people are actually getting comfortable investing in China. So that's just a good indicator of maybe what you're gonna see in his Q3 portfolio, his 13F filings. So this could be interesting to see what he does, man. So guys, if you like this video, can you please like it, comment, share it, please subscribe to the channel, man. I would love it a lot. And that's it for the video. I'm out. Peace.